Hey, greetings from the Pacific Northwest Bow here. Taking a pause from the shelf bowls because I actually have vinyl finds. A friend of mine went down to Eugene, Oregon to a record show, and I had work commitments. I was not able to go, so he slipped him a couple bucks. He picked up some stuff for me. Unbeknownst to me, my sister-in-law sent him PayPal him some money too. So, some good stuff here. Let's just get started. Final finds. Al Green, Let's Stay Together on London. For some reason, this record is pretty hard to find. Just, needed to get more Al Green in the collection. Short-sighted on my part not to have had that. I had a copy of this. I got really cheap, but it was warped. I tried to get it fixed, and it didn't work. I didn't try the homemade method. A record store I go to, they have a dewarper that sometimes it gets it, sometimes it doesn't, and it didn't. So that's okay. This is Buffalo Springfield again. A really clean copy. Nice to have this one in the old collection. Back in the collection, as it were. This is Cake. Now, this is in an endless trip. The first three songs are considered to be really good, kind of garage rock, and the rest of it seems to be more in the vein of like girl groups from the '60s, like the Shangri-Las kind of stuff. But hey, I'm happy to have this. It's it's on the Decca label, so this has been on the want list for a while. Glad to have that. This is the Kinks, and what I am told about this is that this is some unreleased material. This was going to come out about the time of Arthur, and this is a white label promo, and it came out later. It's unreleased or a lost Kinks classic, but Kinks records are so hard to find. You can't go wrong with that, even though it's got a $2.25 sticker on it. Who cares? So we got the Kinks. Interesting story that goes with this. This is the Trash Men. This is Surfing Bird on Garnett. And the funny thing about this is, there's a thrift store not too far from my house. They got a bunch of early '60s records in, and I went and I was going through them, and they're all, if you had some Clorox, I was thinking, well, if I had some Clorox wipes, I could really clean them up. They might be okay, salvageable. Then you'd look at the vinyl, and it's like somebody had taken the needle and just gone like this, or like a Brillo pad. I know those early '60s records take a beating, but some of them they weren't just scratched, they were gouged. And I was told that there was, by the guy there, there was one record that was playable. I was sure it was playable, and it was this. It was gone when I got there. So, but the person who went to that Eugene record show, he found this for me. Isn't that cool? Very nice. Surfing Bird. It's on Soma. I have this single, but now I've got the album. This is on Roulette. The Fallen Angels. This is some really, really good sight kind of garage, more sight cleaning. I guess their second album's maybe a little bit harder to find, but this one's the superior record. So, last but not least, okay, save the best for last. And this is an original, and this is I'm not gonna say how much it was, but trust me, it was cheap. It was, for what it is. This was dirt cheap. Couldn't pass it up. If you pass it up, you're stupid. Honestly. And what it is, it's the Red Crayola Parable of Arable. It's on the International Artists. This is an original. I understand that this is the second album released maybe on International Artists, and in fact, they pushed back. I believe they pushed back the release of 13th Floor Elevators Easter Everywhere to put this out. It's upside down, but anyhow, I'm trying not to touch it too much. Anyhow, so this is Texas Psych on that International Artist, Parable of Arable, Red Crayola. It's a find that I didn't really find. It's just that the guy was like, "Hey, I see this there. You interested in it?" Oh, I was like, "I didn't send you enough money to get that." He's like, "It's told me what the price was." I'm like, "You don't want it." And the reason he doesn't want it because he actually has a copy that he got years ago that was still sealed. So he didn't need it. So he hooked me up. Very nice of him. Anyhow, vinyl finds. And later in the week we'll get back to these shelf pulls, I promise. If you're interested. If not, you don't have to watch them.